an emperor crowned by blood, a throne taken from his own grandfather, and an empire collapsing faster than any army could save it. While the Ottomans rose from the frontier, Byzantium was tearing itself apart from within. And at the center of this storm stood one man, Andronicus III Palaiologos. Tonight on Historical 𝐇𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐢𝐜, we uncover the real story of the emperor whose reign shaped the world Orhan Bey was destined to conquer. Early 14th century. The Byzantine Empire still calls itself Rome, but Rome is already a memory. Its cities are isolated. Its treasury is empty. Its armies depend on mercenaries. And as Turkish beyliks rise across Anatolia, a young emperor ascends the throne in Constantinople. Bold, ambitious, reckless. Andronicus III believes he can restore imperial power. History had other plans. Andronicus III did not inherit the empire peacefully. He seized it. In 1321, he rebelled against his own grandfather, Andronicus II. What followed was a brutal civil war that lasted 6 years. Cities chose sides, provinces were devastated, and Byzantine unity shattered beyond repair. In 1328, Andronicus III emerged victorious. He took Constantinople. He deposed his grandfather, and he crowned himself emperor. But the empire he inherited was already bleeding. To his credit, Andronicus III tried to fix what centuries had broken. He restructured the navy, attempted military reforms, strengthened the judicial system, but reform requires time, and Byzantium had none. While the emperor focused on internal recovery, a new power was advancing from Bithynia, the Ottomans. Across the frontier stood Orhan Bey, son of Osman Ghazi. Under Orhan, the Ottomans were no longer raiders. They were state builders. Fortresses fell, trade routes changed hands, and Byzantine strongholds became isolated islands. Andronicus III could no longer ignore the threat. In 1329, Andronicus III personally led an army against Orhan Bey. This was no proxy war, no governor, no mercenary commander. The emperor himself marched east. The confrontation took place near Pelicanan, close to Nicomedia. The result was devastating. Byzantine forces were defeated. The emperor was wounded, and the psychological impact was catastrophic. This battle confirmed one truth: Byzantium could no longer stop the Ottomans in Anatolia. Just a few years later, in 1326, Bursa fell to Orhan Bey. It became the first Ottoman capital. For Andronicus III, this was more than a military loss. It was symbolic. Bithynia, once the heartland of Byzantine Asia, was gone. The emperor still ruled Constantinople, but the future no longer belonged to him. In 𝐇𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐭 Orhan, Andronicus III is portrayed as a ruler trapped between crises. Internal betrayal, foreign threats, religious pressure, military exhaustion. The series emphasizes his desperation, sometimes exaggerating his authority, sometimes compressing timelines for drama. But the essence is accurate. He is an emperor fighting decline, not expansion. Andronicus III was not weak. He was too late. He inherited an empire already hollowed out by civil wars, economic collapse, mercenary dependence, loss of Anatolia. He ruled from 1328 until his death in 1341. At just 44 years old, he died, leaving behind a child heir and an empire that would never recover. Andronicus III represents the final moment when Byzantium still believed it could fight back. After him, the empire would survive, but only as a shadow. His reign overlapped perfectly with Orhan Bey's rise, one ruler struggling to preserve the past, the other shaping the future. History chose its side. Andronicus III lost his empire one province at a time, not because he lacked courage, but because history had already moved on. Next on Historical TV, we reveal the Byzantine commanders who fought Orhan Bey after the emperor failed. Men whose names were real, but whose defeats were inevitable. Subscribe, because empires do not fall in a day. They collapse in silence.